here, Limited Convos, and today we're going to give you a little recap on the first 9 days of Ramadan. So this year, Ramadan 2025, I feel, as I say, my videos, I just come in with my free mind, probably have a couple notes every now and again, but there's no cutting here, so it's all from my mind and heart. So honestly, let me think now. How has Ramadan been in the first week? I'll say it has been another eye-opener. I'll say it was an eye-opener the week before, and it's an eye-opener now during the week. I'd say, I feel, let me just start off and explain. This year, my motto for this year of Ramadan was to try and end Ramadan as I start Ramadan in most Ramadans. So what I actually mean by that is, my aim is to not start Ramadan strong and then kind of falter off, read less Quran, do less prayers, give less charity, do less dawah, less spreading of dawah, less conversations and watching and learning, and instead try and start off as stay on the basics and try improve and get stronger throughout Ramadan. So I can say my first couple of days, compared to how I normally may feel, they were quite strong, I'd say. I felt quite strong in my fasts, in how I perform them within myself and perform them for Allah. Another point that don't think I mentioned in the positives and what Ramadan means to me is one of the most powerful blessings of Ramadan, and it is the most, how to put it, it's what makes you feel more proud about Ramadan is nobody actually knows whether your fast is upheld other than you and Allah, and we can't even give ourselves 100% that we completed our fast to the best ability that Allah expected us to, which I find very powerful because it gives us all that reason to be acknowledgeable of our mistakes and acknowledgeable of our positives. So not only does Ramadan night kind of bring us back to reality and bring us back to Allah and closer to Islam, but it also gives us that responsibility to take control of ourselves and our lives. So as I've mentioned before, that could be on a normal day previously before my partner, I may be walking around, I see a beautiful girl, I want to say hello, I approach, I talk, we get conversating. Whereas, remember, I'm talking previously before my partner, before you get all iffy. I jumped in somebody's live the other day. I made a comment about if I was a single man, I'd jump on live. And for some unknown reason, people are jumping onto it. The person that was holding the live like to say, oh, if I was your woman, I wouldn't expect that. No, but I'm quite open and honest. I know what I was before, I know I used to act before, and my change in the person I am now does not relate to the person I was before. So, yes, previously I may have jumped online for that, but now I'm with a partner, so it's clear and obvious I won't be jumping online to chat for no reason. So, it's the understanding of the change. So, just like this, before I may have seen women on a normal day and approached them, whereas now, well, in Ramadan comes, I wouldn't be approaching any women, and this was before my partner. So, only I know how I changed my energies to females, for example, because I think that was one of my easiest downfalls. The wandering eye, the loose thoughts, the talking. So, as that was like my kind of, one of my naffs, one of my unlucky sins that Allah has kind of blessed us with that we have to get over, what we call them, desires, yeah. That was one of my desires previously. Obviously now I'm a different man, so although now I am fasting for my myself, I also feel like I fast for my family in my house. So as I go back to the original point was no one really knows whether we are holding our fast or not, other than ourselves and Allah. And we know people can even lie to themselves. Yeah. So even for that now, this is why I think I've started a bit different, and I am actually proud of how my first 9 days have gone. Because although normally I may have read a lot more Quran, I may have actually prayed a bit more on my prayer mat possibly. Because as I say, there's times where I've been five times for all my five salahs, I've got them in from the start, and then I start feeling like I'm losing my five salahs, and now I'm doing three. Now I'm only getting up for Fajr and Maghrib. Now I'm not even doing Fajr. Now I'm not doing Maghrib. And I didn't want this year to be ending in the exact same way. So I say in the first few days, it was all about the eating, the drinking, the mindset of not, the mindset of getting myself back into understanding I am fasting. I think the next few days have got me back into trying to get back into reading a bit of Quran, trying to lay my head on the prayer mat more, and also kind of just getting the mindset back of the path I am actually trying to lead to. So far I'd say I've kind of had it quite lucky as well in the first 9 days, I'd say, because for me, I'm luckily got a partner, which actually helps me drastically, I'd say, because she's planned all the meals, something I've never had done before. Like, we've never done that previously in the last 4 years that we fasted together. We've just decided on the day and possibly made a couple meals up throughout the day, the next 2-3 days, but not for the whole of Ramadan. So we have to say Jazakallah for you for making up the meal plans, because it has been very helpful. I say it has also been a blessing that I have a woman that actually is fasting, goes to work, and still comes home and wants to cook for me and wants to do these certain things. It's a blessing because it allows me to become stronger as me as a man within my deen, as well as hopefully it encourages me to then give you breaks, which also show you a bit of Islam. Do you get that? So when I do want to cook, it's because I want to cook to give you a break, because charity, as I said in my last video, it comes in many ways. Do you get that? So just cooking a dinner, even though some of her meals she's put on the list, I can't really be taking part in. Not to say I can't cook them, because I am a professional cook, but I may need a recipe and have a bit of time to get round to the recipe. But other than that, the meals I can cook, I have obviously taken up some chance to cook. But I have actually been able to take a little more rest this week than I normally would have in the previous years, I'd say. Which has been a blessing, as I say, because I have my partner, who is obviously Muslim as well, which helps me. So I say that has helped very much so I've been very happy with that. I've been very happy with the fact that I've been able to collect you from work, because I feel like that's a bit of charity as well. Do you get that? I feel like I will go, because as I say, this is all about my life and my understanding of things sometimes. So even when it comes to now, I pray in a masjid in my local area, and honestly, out of Ramadan, I'm not really felt as welcome in there. I just go to Jummah to pray my Jummah Salah and pray around brothers. But for learning and understanding, I don't think I really gain as much from my local masjid as I do from masjids further afield, which I can say is a bit unfortunate, but it's still a blessing because I'm still able to go in there. Like I say to my partner, I may not learn as much because I don't understand Arabic, but at least I know I'm actually hearing Arabic throughout the whole ukba. So it's a positive that I actually get to hear Arabic and hear it fluently spoken. It's a blessing I get to pray Jummah every week, and that's whether I pray Jum'ah in this masjid or another masjid I get to pray Jum'ah. It's a blessing that I actually have a masjid on my road. So I can't complain about things, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, it's one of the things that made me want this house as well when we was looking, because of the masjid on the road. So I have to go to that masjid, I have to support. But I will say, because this is where we say sometimes our journeys are only known by ourselves and how we are. And this is where Ramadan is so powerful and blessing, because we actually, in these moments, we forget actually about our lifestyle in some occasions, and we kind of focus again back to what Allah wants from us. So this week, I actually, as I said to you, I plan to give charity every week, if possible, every day, if I can just at least give someone a smile. If I can give someone a smile that I've never met before, if I can say hello to someone that I've never met before, if I can help somebody on a normal day, whether that's giving them freeway, helping them with the bags, I don't know, like whatever it is that I can help them with, I will help them with. Whether it's helping a friend that has a business that has got a website that needs to understand about SEO and social networks and how to make your website attack Google, that is charity for me, so I would do that anyway. As I said to my friend as well, I do that on a normal day out of Ramadan, but it's even more of a blessing in Ramadan, so please let me help you. Yeah, so blessings. But also I will say, I haven't actually, in 4 years we've lived here now, yeah, I have never actually gone in there to give charity, I think, before, have I? I don't think I've ever give charity, like whether I put money into the box or brought anything in. Not in this masjid. In the other masjid up there, when that was open, I actually gave them charity because I felt a bit more warm in the time at the moment. So I felt like I had to give them charity because they welcomed us a bit better than this masjid welcomed us. So just the fact of that, and the fact we both could go and pray there. Right now, we both can't go and pray in this masjid, which is an unfortunate thing, but it's life. So I just felt the need, I had to give them charity when we went and help them even. So when they were closing, I actually helped them move everything. And this is where I say the beauties of Islam, because when you are Muslim, it doesn't even matter who you are, who we give charity to. It doesn't even matter who we show love to. It doesn't matter whether you are Muslim, non-Muslim, atheist, care about God or not. All that matters is our personality and how we feel about the deeds we do, and how Allah reacts or feels about the deeds we do, whether that be good or bad deeds. So, although for me, I've been putting off giving this place charity because of how I felt. And as I say, let me point out another personality of mine. I don't like to just give people charity in cash anyway, to be extremely honest. I like to give people something that I know they may need, because it just seems a bit more worthwhile to give you something you need or like than just give you something that you don't want and don't need. Yeah, because then that's just charity for no good. Also, I had, for me, people on the road sleeping, I couldn't walk up to them and give them cash, because if they have a drug habit or they have certain habits or things that they have to spend that money on, that money won't go where I want that money to go. So I would rather buy them food, buy them drinks, and bring it to them than give them my hard-earned cash. So actually this week, I actually done the first bit of charity this week. And my first bit of charity, although I walked around the whole of my local area looking for someone on this who was actually a rough sleeper, I couldn't find none of the two people that I actually normally see in this local area. So I ended up going and travelling to my partner's work and thinking there's someone there. There actually wasn't someone there. today again. So in the three locations I wanted to give charity to the homeless, these three people weren't actually there, funnily enough. And this is where we say Allah is so wonderful in the sense when we think of it. Because if we look at that, if we consider that if any of these people would been out, I wouldn't have come and collected you from work. I wouldn't have got to see that smile when you saw me randomly picking you up. I wouldn't have got to meet your work colleague even if as a random because as we say, we've always talked about her. We've talked to her about, and we've never met. So it was also nice to meet your work colleague because, as I say, I just see them on Facebook. I've never seen them, and I always like to see who you work with. So it was nice to see your work colleague. I say it also turned out very nice because now I actually, as I plan to give charity every week, have to find a way to give charity. And the only thing that came to my mind was get some fruit, get some naans, and bring it to my local masjid because the Amman had said that the brothers would be opening fast to yesterday, Saturday. So yeah, because it's Sunday today. So yeah, they said they would open their fast on the Saturday as the community. But as I say, I don't really feel welcome. So I'm very open and honest. I'm not going to bring my partner there to open our fast if we don't always feel welcomed. So because of that, and it can't just be Dower and Dean we talk about, I prefer not to be there. But I thought this is my opportunity to actually help brothers there. So we went and got some fruit. We went and got some naans because, as I say, we're not rich. So also, to be extremely honest, the £5 I went to spend was the last £5 in that bank. Yeah, and I went and spent that on the brothers to bring to them so they could open their fast the next day. But this is the power of Allah. We don't really care about ourselves or overly think about ourselves. And it's quite funny that I'd done that and suddenly then within that same day I got a customer. As I say, I don't get customers every day on my website. I get customers every week. I would like to end the year with customers every day. But at the moment it's every week. So when I'd done that and I actually got the customer, I just thought, look at that, Allah already has blessed me. He said, you've gone and given a little bit of charity. Here's a little bit of blessing for you with a customer. So even though it was like my last £5 I put in there, it actually turned out not to be the last £5 because Allah blessed us immediately back. Also, it kind of shows like something I've been trying to say, like, and point out to some people. And another reason why I do my videos is I'm a bigger man than that. So to be playing little games and stuff, it's not my repertoire. I'm just a good guy anyway. Naturally, I don't do it for likes or look. I just do it because this is how my mum raised me and this is how the dean has taught me to be. So for me, I don't even care whether brothers are fasting or not. All I know is I've brought food for you to open your fast. And when whoever opens their fast or tries any of this, I'll be getting a little piece of reward for it. And I'll be happy with that. Also, as a bigger man, it shows that even me with the littlest, I will help the brothers and sisters in my local community. And some of them may have more than me. Some of them may look at me starving sometimes and not care. But that's not the personality I have. And especially in Ramadan, it's definitely even more so not the person I am. So I say, on real reflection of the week, I say I've had a couple slips in how my mentality may have been in a couple of the days. But I say, as I set out this Ramadan to start off on a level playing field and get stronger throughout the month compared to starting strong and getting weaker throughout the month, I really believe I've started very much so on a positive. And if we're going to get higher than this and stronger than this in our fast, I really can't wait to see how we feel at the end of our fast. I can't wait to see all the Islamic duties we do now. Like, I can't wait to see what Allah brings to challenge us, to see how much it has changed us. Because as I said in my last video, Ramadan has helped me so much, whether that's my sexual inclination for women previously, whether that be my temperament and anger. Yeah, there's certain things that bring out me in Ramadan to make me know who I am. Yeah. So these two things were two of the hardest things for me to break, but they have changed me because of Ramadan. Do you get what? Or Ramadan has changed me because of how I've had to act now in this month. Yeah. So inshallah, just a little change of me now being able to buy food and bring to this masjid. Hopefully that would bring more, what's the word? More positive feeling for them then. Because I love them as brothers, but I don't love them as how they love me. If that makes sense. Yeah. Like, I love them as brothers in the deen, but I don't feel that same return, but I still just love it. And this is something I may talk about. I may actually just talk about it now, as I say. This is something we may actually, I would like brothers, whoever's listening to this, brothers and sisters, I would like us all to kind of take something from this video. And this video I would like us to take as Muslims, we all are one. Yeah? So, when we understand and overstand as Muslims, it does not matter where you are from, what you look like. If you are Muslim, you are Muslim, and we love you just like you are a Muslim there or a Muslim there. Yeah? And I will give you an example to what I mean by that, and this is for non-Afro-Caribbean or even African Muslims, yeah? Because as a black Muslim myself is from the Caribbean, it really offends me, and I don't think my partner realised what I meant when I told her this when I first met her, yeah? But if I ever point out to a brother that isn't black, and even African ones I will say, and point out that I am Muslim, the first question for me is, where are you from, brother? And honestly, as a black brother born in England with Caribbean parents, I find it quite offensive that it makes any difference to who I am, to what country I am born from. So, brothers, please, when you realise a brother is Muslim, please don't ask him what country he's from. Because as a black Muslim, I take that very offensive. Like to say the deen was only made for you. The deen was made for us all. Yeah? So, stop judging brothers for being black, white or Asian, because there's also something I understand as a Muslim, and I pointed this out to my partner. Yeah, when we first come to the deen as Muslims that aren't born Muslim, for some reason we take on the deen in such a way. Muslims for years just look at us and be proud. Yeah, and I can reiterate that to the point of me as a revert becoming a Muslim, and then some of the Asian brothers and the Pakistani and Muslim African ones are looking at me saying, brother, you're on deen, mashallah, I love the way you are. Like Ramadan fasting, your prayers, I love it, mashallah, I wish I had the heart like yours. And I didn't understand it at first, because I just thought we all had that heart. And if anything, I actually presumed you being born into this would make your heart stronger. But actually, realising this, and I said this to you, your heart is stronger to the deen than possibly mine is. And the reason to that is, over time, just like Ramadan, we may start out strong on the deen, but we start to falter. We all start to falter for some reason. And that's a high percentage of us. I'm not going to say all of us, 'cause I can't speak for everybody in the world. As I say, percentages make a difference. So if it's a higher percentage, then you can't go 100% with anything, because it might be 100% of us are black Jamaicans, but then there's going to be a 1% of white Jamaicans, 1% of Chinese Jamaicans. So you get it. We can't ever just seclude 100% and make a generic statement. But on average, brothers and sisters who come to the deen, they take that deen on to the T. And if we look at how the brothers read, how much the brothers pray, and how the brothers carry themselves, compared to the brothers that have been Muslim for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, we start to realise and feel it. Even the brothers that have been Muslim for 50 years will feel a new Muslim's energy. That's why whenever anybody takes a shahada, you are supposed to retake that shahada with them and try to be in the presence of this new brother who has just taken their shahada, or new sister. And one of the imams taught me the reason for this is, not only do we now get to take our shahada again and possibly pass on our sins, but also, not pass on our sins, but get our sins wiped out, but also we have the power of being able to be one of the first brothers to welcome another brother or sister into the deen on their and when they're welcomed into the deen, they're going to remember every brother that welcomed to the deen, and all those initial acts that they do, you can gain so much reward from. So if you imagine a brother's taken a shahada today, and you take your shahada with him, you have now taken your shahada again, you feel like your soul feels clean, everybody's shouting Allah Akbar, we're all feeling the deen, yeah? Imagine you go now and give that brother one of his first Assalamu Alaikums. That is one of the first welcomes that he's going to feel, that makes his heart pound, because now he is Muslim and he feels welcomed. This is talking from me as a point of view as well, yeah? Also now, we have to think, when our brothers or sisters come to deen, they want to learn so much. So imagine you teach this brother how to pray, this brother or sister, I have to remember, brothers or sisters, yeah? If you teach this brother or sister how to pray, every time this brother or sister prays, you get rewarded for. Hello? Like, you have to be in the presence, you have to give them dawah, because they've just come to the deen and they're going to be carrying on reading, they're going to be praying, they're going to be giving charity, they're going to be doing all these things that you also want to feel some what's the word, reward from. Yeah, some reward. And this is why the deen's so beautiful, because it shows you, not only do you get rewards for all your acts, if you can help somebody else be on the right path, you get rewards for every act they do. Every act after that. So, welcome brothers to the deen, welcome sisters to the deen. Teach these brothers and sisters about the deen, because what you teach them can forever continue in their heart, and you can continuously add to your rewards. Yeah, something to learn from, because as I said to you, that's not something I got from my local masjid, and that's not something you receive as a woman that's took her shahada in this masjid. Yeah, we would have liked to think the sisters were a bit more welcoming for you as someone who has just took her shahada, who needs to learn things. For me, it's a bit different for me, because I already know a lot about the deen. So when I'm going there, I act dumb, but I'm not actually dumb. I know how I'm supposed to act. I know exactly how we're supposed to be in here. I understand the deen of how brothers are supposed to welcome every brother. I understand how we're all supposed to say Bismillah as we enter the first gate. and we're supposed to welcome all the brothers, assalamu alaikum. And as brothers, we're supposed to welcome the brother back with walaikum salam. I understand when we're sitting there listening to the Imam, I understand our eyes are not supposed to be gazing at the Imam like he is an idol or is an image of Jesus Christ. We are supposed to be focused on our prayer mat, listening to the words of the Quran. I understand little things that our phone should be on silent from before we get in there. That's not something we forget. That is not something that is a mishap. It's just something, a typical routine that we should understand. Because what is our phones doing on? We're coming to pray. Example, there should be no chittings and chattings in the masjid. These are just little etiquettes of being in a masjid. Yeah. The etiquette also is something I knew because this is the thing I say to my partner. I'm quite lucky that I've had some powerful imams in my time teach me and have face-to-face, one-to-one conversations. Not only group conversations, not only are we learning about Arabic and everything and hadiths, but we've sat down and had conversations about things that really mean things to us. Yeah. So when we overstand these things, like little things, like as we walk into the masjid, it's not for us to go to the back. It's not for us to sit at the side. As we walk into the masjid, it's for us to do two rak'ah to just bless ourselves into the masjid and just be welcome in the masjid. And we're supposed to do that on the furthest front row that we can find. And as we get in, we're supposed to go front row, front row, front row, front row, front row, front row until they're all back rows. Yeah, it's supposed to be shoulder to shoulder, knees to knees, yeah, toes to toes. Yeah, we're supposed to block all shaitan from finding any way between us. And if your brother next to you has a light smell, that is something you tell them out of there, but you don't stay away from them. Because we also have to recognise the brother may not actually have soap to wash today. Where's our feeling for that brother? Even to the point of it, like, this is where I say, like, it's all about understanding the deen sometimes, like, understanding the reason you were sat next to this brother who smelt was possibly because you were able to help this brother who smells. And Allah gave you an opportunity to gain some rewards, but you let it go. You let it go. So even for me, I could look at it, because I say I talk in generic, but I also talk referring to me. So I could look at it even to this. I've prayed in this masjid for over 4 years, yeah? For the last 18 months, I've been looking for a job, yeah? I've applied for so many jobs, yeah? Which one of these brothers who have prayed next to me consistently for the last 3-4 years have said to me, I can offer you a job? Yeah? So, although we're in Ramadan and I'm not trying to really, I'm not trying to be a backstab, I'm trying to open people's eyes and hearts, basically. I'm trying to show us how we understand the deen and how we're supposed to be. I'm trying to teach new Muslims and old Muslims how we should show love and respect to each other. And the best time to start showing this is Ramadan. So as I say, go back to the original point. I forgot about everything. As I say, I just pray in there now. I have to. It's not on my choice, it's a large choice. I have to pray in there. But I would like to learn more in there. So brothers would like to teach us more. I would like also to see in a natural Islamic world, whether it's Ramadan or not, we look at each brother and sister as a brother or sister. And when we overstand the deen, we not only welcome brothers and sisters to the deen, we look at non-Muslims with the same respect. And the reason for that is that non-Muslim that you may disrespect now as a non-Muslim may become a Muslim tomorrow. And although all his past sins are wiped, ours aren't. so you done something bad to this person before they were Muslim, that is still counting against you. They get the blessings of all their sins washed, not us. So when we overstand how we're supposed to be as a generic to non-Muslims, we overstand how we're supposed to be to Muslims. And I feel, as I said, I feel like this week is all about learning again about myself and who I am and trying to find myself on that journey again. So I realised again I do have a little temperament issue. Yeah, I still have it. Yeah, I still have a little go here and there. So I realised I have to kind of know how to control myself a bit more. Yeah, I realised with the women, I'm quite lucky because I've got you, but I can still realise that I can glance sometimes where I shouldn't be glancing. Do you get that? So it's kind of, you have to take that away from myself as well. Do you get that? Because it's a sin if I look at you in a way and think about something. Do you get that? So overstanding how we are personally, I think I've reverted back into how I feel I am. Do you get that? Like, because I'm realizing again who I am when I'm not doing the things that would normally distract me. Do you get that? And because when you're doing a lot more Islamic things, you have a lot more challenges because Allah wants to test what you've learned. I said this to you the other day. Challenges aren't just like in people say, learn from your lessons, don't take them as a loss. Yeah? Don't take your lessons as a loss or your losses. Don't make your losses just be losses. Take them as lessons simply. Yeah? So when we falter, it's for us to learn from them. And we can't know if we've learned until that same challenge keeps coming up. Do you get that? So for me, I've learned again now. I have anger problems sometimes, and I seem to like just go in myself. Yeah. So because of that, possibly how I was, that stopped me from ever giving charity to this masjid in 4 years. But it took. I was only at that masjid praying. We only had that masjid for like a month or two, and in that month or two, I gave them loads of charity. Charity with money, charity with my helping hand, charity with a lot of things, setting up and everything. Something that I don't get to do here. I don't get to set up. I've never give them charity monetary. I've never been able to help them do anything. So I've lost out on a lot. But as I say, Ramadan comes around for a new start. So I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just, all I thought about, this brother gave me my prayer timetable, yeah, for Ramadan to help me hold my fast. So these brothers are opening their fast all together as a community around there. I will bring something for the brothers to open their fast that is healthy, because grapes are healthy, yeah, and naan is healthy, it's just bread. So yeah, I didn't want to bring nothing junky like sweets or chocolate. I wanted to bring something healthy because, as I say, we overly think about the purity of the things we do and why we do them in Ramadan, and these are things that will wash and clean our nature and our personality. So the first week of Ramadan has been an interesting one. I've had to control my temperament. I haven't eaten or drank though, so I've held the fast in the physical presence of eating and drinking. But we still have work to do. So inshallah, week 2, I will tell you that I have not just read the Quran once or twice. I will tell you I read the Quran for a bit more. I won't tell you that I just prayed. I will tell you I have prayed this month, inshallah. I also set out a target to say that I would train more. So inshallah, as I say, feel going through Ramadan, I want to feel a bit more stronger than I was feeling weaker than the times before. So as I get through Ramadan, I actually want to feel more stronger within myself to actually just start working out. Because I have actually done work this week. I have travelled up and down the country kind of while I'm fasting. I've been typing up on my laptop. I've picked up my most of the days last week, to be extremely honest, isn't it? And I think of it, I think I only missed one day, possibly. I don't know if I missed that.
Don't think you have.
You know what I mean? So I've kind of tried to help in little ways with my partner, even. Daughter's been ill, so yeah, taking care of her and having to pick her up from school while we're fasting. Little things we have to do, but I would like to think I've shown myself I can rush to the school just in case she's ill. Nearly running, never felt her way until I was walking back. But it shows you can actually go a bit faster. So yeah, if I can do those, I can do a little workout. That's my mindset. So yeah, read more, pray more, concentrate more on my fast in the inner, and inshallah I will become more stronger. So at the end of this Ramadan, inshallah, I will be telling you within 2 months that I am still praying. Yeah. I will hopefully, inshallah, within 2 months tell you of another charitable thing I've done for my local masjid. And inshallah, if we still have the time to pick my baby girl up, because I may be travelling, so sometimes that's what it is as well. It's travelling, I'm travelling, so it's about getting back to you in time. But I will try to do more again for you this month as well as throughout the year. Yeah? Because, as I say, it's all about helping each other, and charity, first of all, starts where?
At home.
There we go. Yeah. So, mashallah, thank you for joining me for Ramadan part. It's not even Ramadan part 2, it's just Ramadan week 1 recap. So yeah, thank you for joining me. I hope it was kind of interesting for us, and please do drop in the comments whether there's other things you'd like me to elaborate on, or if there's something I may need to change in how I'm talking or my approach. Because as I say, I'm still getting comfortable to this. I am more of a talk to you person, so as you conversate to me, I conversate back, and we can hold a reasonable conversation. Me just talking off my mind, I just talk off my mind. I know what I mean, I know what I'm saying. I don't know if it's being relayed to you exactly as I feel. So yeah, comments help a lot. Messages on social networks help a lot. And inshallah, this time next week, we can say we've continued with a powerful Ramadan 2025. So thank you for joining me again today, all my watchers, and enjoy your Sunday.